regards to sheep, yeah. Well, I do a lot of things, but everything that I do is with a concern for the sheep under my care. I lead them to good grazing land. That's like when the sheep are out wandering around eating the grass. I lead them to good grazing land and safe watering places. I protect them from enemies like a wolf or other ferocious animals. Yeah. I even have to protect them from those who pretend to be shepherds but really aren't. They're bad shepherds. If a lamb is hurt, bandage its wounds and rub ointment on it. I'll shave off the wool to make robes or blankets, or nice sweaters or hats or even mittens too. At night, I make sure that all the sheep are together and then I close the gate. Or I lay across the opening so none will escape in the middle of the night. So that way I can get a little shut-eye. The best that I can do is find sort of a cliff area where it's closed in on a couple sides and then I become the gate. If the sheep start to wander off in areas that aren't safe or heading to them, and they'll turn around and follow. Sometimes I have to take my staff and yank them along. Once I remember I had to pull one out of a gooey, muddy marsh, but, well, that's a whole other story. Did you know that I have a special call for my sheep? All shepherds do. If I said, yo, sheep, come here, they pay no attention. But if I say to my sheep, right, well, they all jerk up because they know my call. It's fun to watch. They'll all come together and head right up, one up in front of the other, and they'll move together as one listening to my call. If one of those bad shepherds came along and tried to call some of my sheep away from me, well, they wouldn't follow because they know it would be the voice of a stranger. Then I'll shout, and they all separate and move out and enjoy the green grass. And as the sun goes down, I almost whisper to them, "Prophet," and they gather around me and lie down. Shepherds have been around for a long time. They're not quite the oldest profession around, but Father mentioned way back in Bible times. Abel was a keeper of sheep, as was Father Abraham and his nephew Lot. There were Isaac and his brother Esau were shepherds. Jacob and his sons were also shepherds. Moses was tending to the sheep when he met God in that burning bush. King David was a shepherd. Well, before he was king, he and his 7 brothers were shepherds near Bethlehem. When David went up to fight that giant Goliath, he said, "All I need are my shepherd tools." That giant's no different than a wolf. Or other wild beasts that I've fought off many a time. Well, David's probably best known for the song he wrote about being a shepherd. It begins, "The Lord is my shepherd." I think it was here that the people of God began to see themselves as God's sheep. And some of the prophets from long ago picked up on that idea, referred to us often as God's sheep. Isaiah said, "All we like sheep have gone astray, because we've not listened to our shepherd's call." It means the sheep all gone the wrong way and don't listen to their shepherd. Another prophet, Ezekiel, talks about the bad shepherd. David continues his song, says, "With the Lord as my shepherd, all my needs are met. He leads me to the green grass, which is the quiet, peaceful waters. The Lord energizes my life. He leads me along the straight path. And even if I go to those dark, scary places, I'm not afraid because you, Lord, are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Wherever I graze, your watchful eye is over me. You treat me as an honored guest and provide for all I need. Your love chases after me. I shall sit in your lap forever and ever and ever." Wow. Now that's one good shepherd.
Jesus is our good shepherd.
about shepherds and how the Lord our God cares for us even more than I care for my own. Once he told a story when some of the leaders were upset that Jesus was showing care and concern for, well, to put it in their language, some of the bad sheep. Let's see, how does that story go? Oh yeah, Jesus said, suppose one of you had 100 sheep. And one day when the sheep were peacefully grazing along the hills, you decide to count them to make sure that they're all there and all safe. And as you count, you can't help but to feel scared. There's one sheep you haven't seen lately. Could she be lost? Oh no, there's supposed to be 100. But I think one is missing. Let's see, there's 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. And there's only 99. One is lost. So you leave the 99 out there in the open and hunt for the one lost sheep. Did a wolf grab her? Perhaps a stranger. So maybe one slipped out beyond the gate. That wasn't looking. So you search behind the rocks and in the thorns and the bushes and under in the gullies. You search high and low, not giving up until you find that one lost sheep. And when at last you find her, you pick her up and carry her back on your shoulders, and then you invite all your friends and neighbors around, say, be happy with me, I found my sheep that was lost. And you celebrate long into the night. Jesus was saying that each and every one of us are his sheep, are precious to him. And even if we do stupid stuff and don't listen and wander off from the rest of the sheep thinking, well, we know better, well, God doesn't say, oh, well, I still have others, no big loss. That's what bad shepherds would say. Jesus calls out to us by name, a special call. And searches and hunts and looks all over until he finds us and then picks us up and rejoices, oh, you are my precious little lamb. And you know, for the shepherd, all the lambs are precious to him. He doesn't distinguish between good and bad. The shepherd only knows them as his sheep and loves them all dearly and wants only the best for each and every one of them. Sometimes those who are supposed to watch over God's people, God's sheep, don't do a very good job. They don't share the same love and care for each and every one of God's little lambs that God would like us to have. One day when Jesus was talking with the leaders about King David's psalm, he said, well, let me tell you about the good shepherd. Jesus is our good shepherd. He said, if someone climbs into the sheep pen, well, he's up to no good. He's a sheep stealer. Stranger. The one who walked in through the gate is the shepherd. He calls his own sheep by name, and they know his voice, and so they'll follow wherever he leads. They stay with him because they know him. If a stranger climbs in and tries to call, and out, well, they simply won't come. Some people were wondering what Jesus meant. So he said, I am the gate for the sheep. Whoever comes through me will be safe, entering and leading to good green pastures. The bad shepherd comes only to destroy, but I come to bring life, joyful, plentiful, overflowing life. Still, there were some people who just didn't get it that the good shepherd, Jesus is our shepherd. Yeah, some people just didn't know that to be so true. Jesus says, I love my sheep so much that I'm willing to lay down my life for the sheep. The The bad shepherd will run away at the first sign of danger, leaving the flock to be scattered and torn apart by wolves. Not me, because you know who is the good shepherd.
Jesus, our good shepherd.
And I know my sheep, and they know me. I call out to them, and they follow. Jesus is our shepherd. Just as I watch over all of my flock, Jesus watches over you and me. And we became a part of this flock when he called us to the peaceful waters at baptism. And ever since then, Jesus has been calling out to us and following after us. Wherever we've been lost or afraid or in trouble, the Good Shepherd
Jesus is our good shepherd.
has been right there with us, and he always brings us home. Jesus is the shepherd who knows us, each and every one of us, so well. He knows just where and how in each of our lives his love needs to be heard. And he will never give up calling out to us. And he has promised that no one or no thing can ever snatch us out of his hand or upright from his heart. The wolf or the stranger are kept away. You know, even though I'm a shepherd, I like to think of myself as one of God's lambs. I too need his love and need to listen to his voice when he calls. And I often pray to him and talk to him and even sing to him. The Good Shepherd knows you and cares for you.